Remember, as with anything that I've shown you, you can also use your tubanos, you can use your djembes, you can use congas, whatever you have in the classroom, using drum pads. You do not have to use buckets and or yoga balls. That's the nice thing about all of these routines. Use what you have. You don't have to go out and buy anything new. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the routine for the song Ya Ya by Lee Dorsey. Now, the version that I'm using is his original version from 1961. So that's what all of the routine is geared toward. Doesn't mean you can't use another version, but you might have to rearrange a couple of the moves. So here we go. Remember, if you're creating a routine or composing a part for percussion to play along with a song, think of the form. If you have a part that keeps coming back, match that with your drums. That way, students, if they're having trouble with some of the other parts, if they have learned that part that comes on the chorus, or it's always the A section, however you have arranged it, then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I can play that. So that's really important to make sure that even if a student is struggling, if they're having trouble getting the whole routine, there's always something that they can play. They can wait for that part and they can play that part. So we have the yoga balls or the seats, whatever you're using, between the buckets or drum pads or any other drum that you're using. So they're not sitting right at a drum. That's because a lot of this routine uses sticks on two different drums. I have it written that students come out and they're looking at their watch for the first 32 beats, they're finding their seat, they're getting their sticks, and then we go into the routine. You do not have to do that, the theatrical part. Instead, what you can do is just have the students sitting on whatever you have them on, the yoga balls or seats, stools, anything like that on the floor, and just have them ready to go. And then they'll rest for those 32 counts. The reason I have them coming out looking at their watch like they're waiting for somebody is because it goes with the song. So they come out and they are seated between their buckets. After the beginning 32 beats, now we have 16 beats where they're going to be playing on the floor. If you don't want them playing on the floor itself, use a drum pad. Use these sit spots. Anything that works for you. Again, use what you have. Do not go out and buy brand new things. You don't have to do that. So if you're just using the floor, always remind students, of course, to tap the floor lightly so that we don't have any broken sticks. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, click, 2, 3, 4. On the floor, on the click, ti-ti-ti-ti-ta, 1 and 2 and 3, however you've taught the students to read those notes. Now that part is going to keep coming back, and you'll hear how it fits into the song. Now the next 32 beats, after they've played on the floor, here is where they're playing on two drums. The person next to them is going to play on their side. They have to play on theirs. We're going to start with whole notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. It's important that they keep the sticks on their side of the drum. That's where it gets a little bit tricky. Now that we've played our whole notes, we're back to the floor part. 1, 2, 3, 4. Click. 1, 2, 1, 2, ti-ti-ti-ti-ta. 1 and 2 and 3. Pizza, pizza, pie. However your students can remember that rhythm pattern, have it written on the board. Have them read it. Now we're going to go into our half notes. The move is the same. They're sharing a drum. But now we're on half notes for 32 beats. 3. Repeat. Notice notice the different notes that we're using. This is a nice way to get students to start reading notation. Doesn't matter if you're writing it on a whiteboard, if you are projecting it using your projector, if you are writing it on paper and sticking it to your wall. It's really important that you get that notation in front of the students so that they really are associating what they're reading with what they're playing. You can always start with rote, but I strongly encourage and believe in getting that notation out there to the students. Okay, we just finished our half notes. So now, where are we? We're back at that floor rhythm. 1. Now we're going to put in a little bit of a variation, but still using the idea of how they played the whole notes and the half notes. With our quarter notes, however, we're going to use one stick, but only on the right drum. So 1, then we're going to click, so now we have whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, and of course, what's next? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's introduce some of the eighth notes and a little bit of a rhythm, not just so much the steady beat. We're going to play eighth notes on the side, quarter note on the top, quarter note on the side, quarter note on the top. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you know what comes next. The floor part. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're going to add some double tops. The sticks are simply going to go up and down together. We're going to play 4 on the right, 4 on the left, 4 high clicks, 4 low clicks, 4 on the right, 4 on the left, 4 high clicks, 4 low clicks. Here we go. Here we go. Guess what's next? I guarantee you your student's going to know. Here we go. This brings you to the end of the song, and it's going to fade away if you're using the original version. Students stand up. Again, you can have them looking at their watch if you want that theatrical part in it, and they go off the stage. So that is Ya-Ya.